For our Fire King engine, we're gonna be using 3 Ponyx. On summon, Ponyx will give us a spell or trap for Fire King, so we always wanna use 3. 3 High Avatar Kirin. It has a quick effect on the hand. You can destroy another fire monster and special summon it. 2 Garunix. We're playing 2 because we don't wanna draw this, we wanna search for it. Also 1 Fire King Avatar Arvada. This is our negate in the deck. Also it has a reviving effect in the graveyard when it's destroyed. 1 Fire King Avatar Barong. This one we want to destroy and set the graveyard so it can add to our hand in the next standby phase a Fire King monster. For our spells, we have 3 Fire King Sanctuary. On activation, it places in our field spell zone the Fire King Island. We're playing 2 Fire King Islands because again we don't want to draw that. So this is it pretty much for the Fire King engine. Moving on to the Crimson King. For the Crimson King, we have 3 Soul Resonators. On summon, Soul Resonator will add to our hand 1 level 4 or lower Fiend monster. So that's basically all of the Crimson King monsters. Vision Resonator, it has a cool effect of summoning itself when a level 5 or dark level 5 or higher dark monster is on the field. Also, when it goes to the graveyard, it will add to our hand 1 spell or trap that mentions Red Dragon Archfiend. 1 Red Resonator. We don't want to open with this hand. Having a Red Resonator is playable, but we'd rather special summon it later from the deck. Same goes for the Crimson Resonator. Also 1 Witch. Crimson Resonator is supposed to go to the graveyard by the effect of Bone Archfiend for our main combo. So we're playing 3 Bone Archfiends. We want to draw this card. Even if we don't, Soul Resonator is going to add this card to our hand. If we do draw this card in our opening hand and the Soul Resonator, with the Soul Resonator we can summon, we can add to our hand Wandering King, Wild Wind. So with the effect of Bone Archwind, we'll send Wild Wind to the graveyard. So in the next turn, in our main phase, we can add to our hand another card. And of course, for our spell, 3 Crimson Gaia. Crimson Gaia adds to our hand either Soul or Vision Resonator, and then we can start our combos from there. That's it for the Crimson King engine. Let's get into some hand traps. Pretty basic. 3 Droll, 3 Ash, and 3 Lancea. Lancea we use because in this deck we have no way of bringing back our banished monsters. So we'd rather not have them banished in the first place. Ash, because it's Ash. Also it's fire, so you can use Kirin to destroy 1 fire monster if you have no other fire card. You can use Ash and drawing lock to disrupt our opponent's turn. The 40th card is going to be Indestructive Daruma Karma Cannon, because this basically sends our opponent's monsters to the graveyard or flips them face down so they cannot activate their effects. You could change this to a red zone trap, which is added to our hand from the effects of Crimson Gaia. It's up to you, really. For the extra deck, we have 3 Red Rising Dragon. On summon, Red Rising Dragon will revive from our graveyard 1 Resonator monster, so we can continue synchro summoning higher. 1 Vagnava, the Moon Eating Dragon. Basically, if you only have a Soul Resonator and a Bone Archfiend on the field and you got interrupted and you cannot proceed with your turn, it's a level 7, it has a burn. It's basically a decent option. 1 Red Dragon Archfiend. If you have Red Dragon Archfiend and Crimson Gaia on the field, when attacking, you can change all your opponent's monsters to face down defense position and then proceed with your attack, and Red Dragon Archfiend will destroy all defense position monsters. We have 1 Scarred Dragon Archfiend. This is pretty cool card. When used for a synchro summon and sent to the graveyard, it can destroy all attack position monsters our opponent controls. Also, it can special summon 1 Red Dragon Archfiend from our extra deck. We're gonna use 2 Scarlet Red Dragon Archfiend. You could use 1 and free up a space for 1 other card. It's up to you, really. Scarlet Red is going to destroy all other special summoned monsters on the field and burn our opponent for 500 life points for each monster destroyed. We also have 1 Archfiend Abyss. This is a face-up card on the field negate. Going first is a pretty good option. Archfiend Bane, also 1. You can tribute 1 monster to special summon from the graveyard, usually Scar Dragon Archfiend. You could also summon Red Dragon Archfiend or any monster that is considered a Red Dragon Archfiend in the graveyard. 1 Nether Soul Dragon. This card cannot be destroyed by battle, and when you destroy an opponent's monster and send it to the graveyard by battle, of course, you can make a second attack on an opponent's monster in a row, and during your standby phase you can target 1 face-up monster your opponent controls and halve its attack, and if you do, inflict damage to your opponent equal to that of the lost attack, so another burn. Also, 1 King Calamity. This locks our opponent and they cannot activate any effects on the field. Also, when you attack any monster, is going to be 4000 damage for sure. 1 Red Supernova Dragon. When your opponent activates a monster effect, you can banish all cards of your opponent controls and this card, and then this card comes back during the end phase, the next end phase after this card was activated. 2 Garunix Eternity. Garunix on summon, you can destroy all other monsters on the field. If you have Fire King monsters in your side of the field, this is a pretty good card. Also for destroying your opponent's monsters. When this card is destroyed, it brings back from the graveyard any number of Fire King monsters equal to the number of material attached to it when it was destroyed. This is the deck. Hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what you think in the comments. See you next time.